right? We get the question all the time, what's a good deal? What's a bad deal? And in some ways, it doesn't matter what we think is a good deal or bad deal. What matters is, what does the end buyer think is a good deal or bad deal? What does the cash buyer, the person who is buying our fix and flip deal or our wholesale deal, what do they consider a good deal? So how about we talk about cash buyers, the importance of finding them first? And I would say this is step one for anyone who's serious about virtually wholesaling real estate. Step one is finding your cash buyers. You don't want to skip over this.
As a wholesaler, you're as good as your cash buyer. So whatever your cash buyer is looking for, whatever their ability to close on a property is, how strong their offers can be, is going to reflect on your offers as a wholesaler. So if you think you can close in 5 days, but your cash buyers can only close in 10 days, then you're not going to have a lot of success wholesaling if you're making offers with a 5-day close. So to your point, Alex, it's so important to find your cash buyers first, so that when you're making these offers, right, we know there's lots of leads out there. When you're making these offers, you want to be able to offer with confidence and with the security that you can close on these properties too, right? Like, you don't want to be the wholesaler going around and making a bunch of offers and not being able to perform on them.
Like 95% of them, 99%
exactly,
of them.
Yeah. We get sent deals all the time where the pricing is literally at the ARV, and there's no spread for an investor. So I don't know where these wholesalers are getting their information from, but so you really want to start with the end in mind, right? You want to reverse engineer the deals that you're going to be looking for. So once you have a very crystal clear criteria from your buyer, that's when you can start making those offers. So the things that we like to ask our buyers include, right, where are you buying properties?
Mm-hmm.
What's your ideal deal that you're looking for? Is it a single family house? Are you looking for multifamily? Are you purchasing land to develop?
Mm-hmm.
What does that deal look like for you, and what are you looking to buy this coming year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have examples of deals that you recently closed on that I can take a look at and see what's the deal that you're actually going to perform on, right? It's one thing to talk about it, but you want to make sure your buyers are actually doing deals, because there's a lot of investors out there, a lot of websites of real estate investors, of home buyers that are other wholesalers too. So you want to confirm that these buyers are in fact closing on these deals. So you definitely want to take the time to vet your buyers. And I think a lot of wholesalers skip this step. I mean, we see this a lot. They'll find a couple of people in a Facebook group, and then they say, hey, I've got my buyers, great, let's move on. So, for us, what we like to prescribe is you want to make sure a buyer is doing at least 30 deals a year. They're looking to purchase at least 30 properties a year, and they're not looking to make $100,000 per year. I talked to someone yesterday who cold called me and who was like, I'm looking to make $100,000 per flip. And I'm just like, look, man, I know 10 other investors in our area who are looking to make $30,000 a flip. And they're okay with a more modest profit margin. So you want to find buyers who are okay with more modest profit margins, who aren't looking for a home run on every single deal, and they're going to be making it up with volume, right? Because when you're making $30K a deal, but you're doing 50 deals a year, that's a lot of money in profit. And so these kind of buyers, they have crews to keep busy. They have construction crews that they want to just keep fed so that they don't go and work for the next investor. So you want to make sure that they are closing a high volume of deals, they have a modest profit, but that they're also funding with cash. Right? Because that's going to allow them to be more competitive. You want to be working with actual cash buyers, right? We hear cash buyers a lot, but I think people forget to ask, hey, how are you funding your deals? So when they have their own cash, they can be more aggressive with the purchase price, because they're not paying 7, 10, 14% on their capital, and therefore they can take deals at slimmer margins.
And you're exactly right. So the sophisticated cash buyers, right, they're not going to skip over the $30,000 profit deals, because the $100,000 profit deals will come for them, but they wouldn't have a business unless they do those $30,000 deals. Like the fix and flipper, the cash buyer that only wants a $100,000 profit deal, that person may do 1 or 2 deals a year tops, right? They're not serious. They're not doing the volume. What that means is they're not getting the reps in. And that means if they only buy 2 deals a year and you want to wholesale 3-5 houses a month, they're not your main buyer. They're not going to be able to buy properties from you. And for wholesaling, for me, I don't just want to do 1 deal a month or 1 deal a year. We want to do multiple. So you need to find the cash buyers that are doing multiple, and they are out there and they are serious about doing these types of deals. And what that allows you to do when you have a serious cash buyer, you can now offer at higher prices. You can now get a deal under contract, give them a call, and you know what they do every single week? They buy property. So they're going to pick up your phone call. They're going to look at the property immediately after because they know good deals go quick, and then you're going to be able to close deals faster. So it's just super important to understand this. And we understand this from being in the industry for so long. But, one of the best ways people say, or they go to the Facebook group and they're like, oh, I got these cash buyers now. It's like, oh yeah, did you talk to them or what are their names? They're like, I don't know. Like, I just got an email address, and that doesn't really do anything for you at all because they may not be serious, right? They may not have no idea what they're doing. They watch one HGTV show. They may have never even fixed and flipped a house. And so one of the ways that we like to vet a cash buyer is just simply talking to them. Right. So those questions that you were talking about, what areas, what zip codes, what neighborhoods do you buy in? What types of properties do you like? Do you like 2 1s or 3 2s? Right. We're developing a customer profile. I always call it taking the server approach, because now when we know exactly what they want, we can bring them exactly what they want. Everyone likes that. That's how you do great business. And so if anyone's a beginner on here and wants to, number one, learn how to talk to cash buyers, in the description, we'll put our cash buyer script. So these are the exact questions we ask our cash buyers. We've been modifying this script throughout the years. Use this so you're not an amateur and you can be a pro from day one and just get started talking to cash buyers. And then also we'll include some strategies on how to find these cash buyers in the description too. And like one quick way, I'll just mention it real quick. Because if anyone's going to send me a deal right now, I need to find a cash buyer potentially in 10 seconds or less. I'm just going to use the Google Ninja trick, right, that we've coined. I'm just going to, right, if there's a cash buyer in Kansas City, Missouri, or if there's a deal in Kansas City, Missouri, I need a cash buyer there. I'm going to go to Google. I'm going to type in "sell my house fast, Kansas City, Missouri," and I'm going to look at the organic search results of the companies, the real estate investment companies that have invested in their own marketing to rank organically on there, which takes time. It takes time to season your website on there too. So I know, hey, a lot of the times this person invested capital into their own business, and now I'm going to go look at their website, and now I can give them a call because their phone numbers are going to be on there. And when we type in a search term like "sell my house fast, Kansas City, Missouri," what we're doing is pretending and acting as a motivated seller wants to sell their house. So right away, we then start to see potential cash buyers. And yeah, maybe some of those are smart wholesalers. Cool. We can still give them a call. If it's a wholesaler, no worries. Let's maybe JV on a deal. But now we can find cash buyers instantly. And this is just always step one, because number one, people don't know how to find these cash buyers. People are scared to talk to them. And this is one of the most integral steps. And people are so eager to start finding deals, and they don't even know. Once again, this goes back to what's a good deal or bad deal. You don't know until you talk to your cash buyer. And that's why we just make, we stress the importance of it as step number one. So whether you want to wholesale locally or virtually, wherever you want to go, start finding those cash buyers in your particular area that you want to wholesale first. Understand what they want, because they may use rule of thumb math, right? We've seen in different markets that some people are buying 85% of the ARV minus repairs, just a really quick rule of thumb. And maybe a different market or the top cash buyer is buying 82%. That 3% difference can be a $15,000 adjustment in your offer price, which can allow you to beat out the competition or severely submit an offer that's lower. So you don't know that intel, that information, until you actually talk to these cash buyers. So just, if you actually want to be serious in this business, which if you want to be serious, it's easy to stick out. It's easy to beat out the competition. It's easy to beat out the amateurs. It's easy to beat out the people who watch a 60-second TikTok video and then think they're an actual wholesaler because they're too afraid. They're not willing to go the extra mile. That's just what we always recommend if you want to be a serious virtual real estate wholesaler.
Yeah, couldn't agree more, Alex. And if you guys have seen some of the other videos on our YouTube channel and you've seen me call cash buyers for the very first time in another state, these are people that I've never talked to before, and I use various strategies to find these buyers. So if you guys are looking for examples of us calling buyers and building authentic relationships, check out the other videos on our channel. I have some very funny conversations, but I'm working with several of those buyers still today. We're working with them and we're doing deals, actively working with these buyers. So it's a legit way. There's, in addition to the Google Ninja trick, you can use the MLS to find cash buyers by simply searching in a zip code or a geography and then looking at the cash sales that are similar to the properties that you're pursuing, and then look up the owners on title. And you can quickly find out if these are investors who are buying, fixing, and selling for a profit. And then after doing a little bit of digging, you can now find these individuals, find their contact information, and then give them a call and build a relationship with them. And use our cash buyer script, because if you're not sure what to say, like I know what you might be thinking is that, hey, how am I going to call someone in a state that maybe you've never even been to and build relationships with these investors who are spending millions of dollars on real estate every year, probably even every month. Well, check out the script, check out the videos. We made those to give you the confidence to make these calls in new markets and just see us do it, so you can peek over the shoulder of us who've been doing this for over a decade. So check those out. And just leverage the technologies that we have to, dive in and really find the real investors in those markets, because it can pay dividends. And some of the buyers that we work with today, they're very aggressive on how they're able to submit offers, right? Some of them are submitting very large, non-refundable earnest money deposits on properties that they like. And that translates to our offers too. Yep. So we're able to offer terms that other people cannot compete with, because of the relationship that we have, because of the time that we've invested in these relationships to build the trust, the rapport, and ultimately it's allowing us to do more deals where other people are getting outbid by us, because in turn we're doing the deal finding for these investors, that took a while to find and build the relationships with. So guys, we can't stress enough, find the cash buyers first, take the time, go through the buyers that you're finding and really vet to find the good ones, because this can be crucial, absolutely crucial to the success of your business as you begin to get acquainted with a new market and really start to scale.
And on those videos, the Watch Me Find Cash Buyers videos, those were first calls that you did. Those were in virtual markets that we're not in. We're in the office in San Diego making those calls. A lot of those calls were to Colorado. And so, firsthand, everyone, if you just watch those videos, you can see us making real life calls to cash buyers we're doing deals with. So definitely check those out. Be on the lookout for the next video in this series. And if you want to build a hyper profitable wholesaling and flipping business, then check out my full in-depth training at realestateskills.com/watch. I'll see you there, and happy wholesaling.